You have to be like a special person to really like be able to do that every day and have it be meaningful and keep going back to it. Me standing up in front of the room teaching people how to do stuff, that's a special thing to me. But that's one of the things that I'm most proud of that we do, which is we've created environments where we can unleash best practices, really good workouts, really good training methodology.
Most people start up with us, they've never trained like this. And I think that's why a lot of former athletes enjoy what we do.
The criteria is tough to navigate because when it comes to like physical capabilities, a lot of times you don't know what to look for. Let's say someone is the best power lifter, and it doesn't necessarily make them the best powerlifting coach.
What we're doing, what I think more and more our jobs are, to find fertile soil and to just plant seeds.
I know the power of connecting to a group, believing in a training plan, committing to getting it done. So I know that there's magic, not only in the four walls of the fort, but also beyond that.
I am constantly worried about people not doing it anymore and constantly thinking about ways to keep them doing it. And I think that is the only way to progress the experience and make sure that what we're doing works and is what people want to do. I think it's people like us who are taking a very systematic, pragmatic approach to training people towards their actual specific goals. And part of that is finding a way to build in community and engagement and make it all allow for a lot of consistency.
So I heard that group fitness was dead.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So when I started going to the gym, and I started kind of on the cardio floor, and that like kind of lends itself to just being on your own machine and doing your own thing. But then when I found like a little bit of group fitness classes and made my way into the weight room, there's just like a natural hierarchy that occurs, right? When you're new to the weight room, you're kind of trying to figure things out, and like maybe you're eyeballing someone else who looks a little better than you and like trying to copy them. If somebody sees that you're persistent and sees that you're trying hard, they will start to like talk to you and take you under their wing and, you know, help you develop. And, you know, then the strong guy becomes kind of your mentor, and then ultimately you become that mentor for, you know, new people that walk in.
I've been able to experience a whole bunch of different body types,
Yeah.
and my body responds pretty well to change in general. You know, I can get really muscular, I can get really lean, I can get strong, I can get fast, and I can change. And I think all of those things like work together because they all kind of stay with me to a degree, or almost like a set point that my body's like, it's been here, so it remembers how to get here. It's done this, so it remembers how to get here. Mm-hmm. And then I've also done like 10-day fasts to just give myself like crazy perspective on like what food is and like how much you actually like need. Like when you think about like need, right, like what you really, like what it really does for you, how powerful your body is, and how many calories that you just keep on you.
You have the ability to manipulate your body composition through nutrition like top 1% of people that I've seen. Let's assume that muscle mass is something that you want. Okay?
Okay.
And fat mass is something that you don't want.
Okay.
Now, obviously you don't want to have too much muscle mass, and obviously you don't want to have too low of a fat mass, but like, let's take the extremes out of it. Changing your body is much harder than keeping it where it is. If you're at 2% body fat, keeping it there is very hard. But if you're at a moderate body fat percentage, that is way easier than losing body fat. My muscle mass happens to stay high, and my body is not prioritizing losing it, right? I'm not starving myself. I'm lifting weights regularly. I'm putting a stimulus on it. The person who takes in and utilizes the most calories, regardless of the sum game, wins. So if someone takes in and uses 5,000 calories, they end up with way better body composition than someone who takes in and uses 1,000 calories.
Even if the net is the same.
You're right.
Nothing changed except everything. I developed personal strength to go after the things that I wanted. That came in a way of deadlifting 90 kilos for the first time, back squatting 60 kilos for the first time, doing 100 wall balls. I walked out of the gym taller, stronger, more confident. And that allowed me to stand up for myself. That allowed me to vocalize what I wanted, what I deserved, who I wanted to be. And I started making the steps to become the person that I was in the gym outside of the gym.
Like, what is it really that people want?
I can answer that question in 2 words. One is connection, and the second is time. If they feel connected to it, if they feel connected to the community of it, to the effect and the feeling of it, and then if it's as efficient as possible in getting them where they want to go.
And I think that's why a lot of former athletes enjoy what we do. But for most people, this is a new experience for them.
Right.
And they like it. They get excited. They tell their friends, but it's very hard to articulate because it's not really part of the common knowledge yet.
For some reason, I mean, maybe not for some reason, but we are of the belief that we will just go into a gym, and because we're young men or we've watched, the CrossFit Games or American Gladiator or whatever it is that people get their information from, is that we'll walk in a gym and we'll just intuitively know what to do. Like, the machines will be laid out in a way that makes sense, and I'll just know how to pick up dumbbells and do it because I've seen it on TV. And it's not that fitness is super complicated or good workouts are super complicated, but there is a system and a process and best practices to it. Is this the most complicated thing in the world? No. Does it take some knowledge and expertise to get it right and keep it engaging and make it safe and push the needle forward on the things that are important to you that you're trying to develop? Yes. Can you do that on your own? Probably not.
Investing in yourself. I know that as much as I wanted to have a different day-to-day and to really live up to the strength that I ultimately knew I was capable of, it wouldn't have happened on my own if I didn't have a solid group of people that were kind of pushing me and keeping me accountable to be a better version of myself than I was at the time.
I have full-on beliefs that I have the potential to turn myself into whoever I want to be. If I want to be Arnold Schwarzenegger, if I want to be Eliud Kipchoge, like, both are options. I really do believe that both are fully options. But I think the thing that holds people back is the belief.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason people don't do anything.
Right.
Is that they really don't believe that whatever it is that they want or would like to have, they don't really believe they can have it.
When you are convicted in that way and you do have this kind of breadth of experience, like, you have some principles that you just believe to be true when it comes to training, things that you've seen that really work. And then, of course, then there's the flip side of things that you see that you just think are garbage, right? Or bullshit, or trying to deceive people. The number one trait I would say you need to do this job, to be a trainer, to be a gym owner, to be involved in fitness and helping people, is empathy. You have to be understanding of that. Is it over? No.